Bam.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bold Breakthroughs with Business Experts. I'm Catherine Ann Clayton, and I'm a business strategist, and I help driven entrepreneurs learn how to launch their business, level it up, and start making money fast. I am so excited about today's guest. Today's guest is Kathi Tait, known as the Bald Warrior, and I met Kathi about a year and a half ago. And she is from Australia, so I'm going to let her take it away. Kathi, will you introduce yourself and tell us what you do to help people?
Hey, well, first of all, thanks for having me on, Catherine Ann. It is wonderful to be there. And hi to everybody out there watching this. It is great to be here for you guys too. As Catherine Ann said, I'm known as the Bald Warrior. And one, that's because obviously I'm bald, but two, I've taken a stance against social norms and the damage that it can do to young people, or the pressure on us around body image. So to fight that, I created the Bald Warrior movement. And we promote healthy mindsets, and to that end, I've just recently launched a podcast called Bald and Blonde Mindset Evolution, and that's what we do. We help people change their mindsets. We give them lots of shortcuts, and we talk about a different subject every week. And we're already helping people out there, so we really just want to grow our listeners, and we're really excited about it. So,
well, I'm excited about this podcast. It is something that is great. I've listened to the first episode, and it is fabulous. It's very interesting that you partnered with a blonde, full head of hair, and but the things that you teach people is just incredible. But I want to dive into your story, because I know your story and I think it's so powerful. And then I want to dive into what you have done. I believe it was about 6 months ago where you helped a little girl with the same disease that you have. And I want you just to tell the story about that. I think it's a powerful story. It's a story that people can relate to, even if it's not being bald, but it's about being different. So Do you mind sharing that story with us?
I would love to. So my story, my background is I had a sister who died of leukemia when we were quite young. And the doctors believe that triggered my hair loss. And so I've had hair loss since I was 9 years old. And it hasn't always been no hair. Most of my life, it was actually just patches of hair missing, which is called alopecia areata. So I kind of felt like a bit of the weirdo, a bit of a freak, because I had these patches of hair. And I was different to everybody else. Like, there was no one else where we lived that had alopecia. No one had even heard of alopecia. We certainly hadn't heard of it. And so it began a journey for me that was quite painful when I was young. I got bullied a lot. I got ostracized by adults and children. I felt like I never fit in and I never belonged. And it was a struggle for me. And so during my 20s and 30s, I actually had human hair wigs made that stuck to my scalp. And it sounds crazy, right? But they looked like I had hair, and that's all I wanted at the time. I just wanted to be like everybody else. I wanted to fit in, which I laugh about now, guys, because I'm so obviously not meant to be like everybody else.
No, you're not.
And it took me my whole life to realize that I had to embrace my uniqueness. And I started that journey as I hit my 40s. I met an incredible person who taught me how to accept myself and how to love myself and how to not care what people thought of me. It only mattered what I thought of me. And once I learned that lesson, everything changed for me. I shaved my head, I threw the wigs in the cupboard, and tattooed myself because I wanted to make my head a bit of artwork. I was getting stared at anyway everywhere I went. So I thought, damn it, I'm going to tattoo it and put something
Show us a little bit of the tattoo.
Yeah, I'll show you the tattoo.
Okay. And it is
on this side too.
And that's the dragon.
So yes, the dragon.
I've been privileged to see this in person. Um, within our friendship and us working on the online world, Kathi came over to America and she stayed with us for about a week. And we had a blast doing all the things that you do here in Dallas and all the things that I take for granted, but was pivotal for her to learn about American history. And so, in the revelation of you going through this baldness, how have you taken your mess, if you will, and helped other people?
Yeah, so well, that brings us to the story about the little girl, I guess. So first of all, about 2.5 years ago, I started the Bald Warrior movement and started doing videos online on Facebook, telling my story and sharing with people my journey and how hard it was and how I got there and what changed for me, and how everything became different once I had this realization. And during that time, I reached out to alopecia groups and also started speaking at business events because I'm actually a management accountant as well. So offline, I help people with their businesses, but online, it's all about changing social norms and mindsets. And so this young girl who's about 7 years old also has alopecia. She has alopecia universalis, which means she has no eyebrows, eyelashes, body hair, or head hair. She's got absolutely no hair, which is a type of it's similar to the one I have, but mine progressed from patches all the way to bald, whereas she's just always had no hair. And so she actually asked her mum if I would come and speak at their school for their crazy hair day. Now, she lives in Perth, and at the time I was actually living in New Zealand, I think.
Yep, New Zealand.
Yeah, and then I came over to America, and that was around when she asked me. And I said, I don't know, because I don't know if I can get to Perth to do it, because Perth is a really long way, guys, from where I live now in Brisbane to Perth is about a 6-hour plane flight. So it's a fairly long way. It's like
kind
going
of like, I would say to the Americans out there, it's kind of like from New York to Los Angeles.
Yes, it's a long way. It's certainly not drivable.
Right.
Unless you've got a couple of weeks. So I said, I don't know. But anyway, I was thinking about it while I was over in America, and I decided, dang it, let's try and do it. So my son and I got on Facebook and started a fundraiser and created a few different sort of mechanisms so we could raise some money. And we did. We raised enough money to send me to Perth and go to this young ladies' assembly and speak to all the kids about mindset. And I framed it in the way of talking to them like they're superheroes. And it went really well. And it's actually on my YouTube channel. If anyone wants to see it, just search the Bald Warrior Lifestyle channel, and it's on there. But it was fantastic. And I know for a fact that changed that little girl's life that day.
Oh, absolutely.
So we had her a T-shirt made, a Bald Warrior T-shirt made, and we got her up on stage after I talked to everybody. And she, just the joy on her face was amazing. And the thing is that when you are different, like we are, or anybody, like everybody's got their own little differences. Right. When it's obvious, like ours is, it can be tough when you feel like you're alone. And that was the hardest thing for me growing up. If I had a Bald Warrior when I was 9 years old, my whole life would have been different. So that's why I do what I do, because I know that I can impact these kids and help with their self-esteem. I can impact them as teenagers, get through the struggle of being different, and I can inspire adults to embrace themselves and not be scared of other people's opinions, because they don't matter. Only your own opinion of yourself is what matters. And anybody going out there talking about other people and gossiping or teasing or, bullying, they've got their own deeper issues. And that's nothing to do with you guys. Their behavior can't be changed by you. You can only change the way that you react and respond to people.
Absolutely. So that leads us to your podcast, which I know you're so excited about. I know we've talked about it. You've been working on it forever, and it is finally here. Can you believe it? It's here.
Oh, I tell you, it has been such a long journey. It's over a year ago, I decided I wanted to do a podcast. But, you know, even the best of us have self-confidence issues sometimes, and I didn't think I could pull it off on my own. So I actually found Daisy in a Facebook group. It's a podcast group, and she was introducing herself on a post. And I thought, wow, this chick sounds super amazing. So I reached out to her and just said, hey, do you want to do a podcast with me? Right. And we started talking and we clicked, and we decided to do it. And so we did a few video ones and some audio ones to practice, to get our rapport going and get our to and fro happening. Mm-hmm. And you know, decide the direction and the format and all that. And those practice videos on Daisy's YouTube channel, which is Daisy Papp, P-A-P-P. If you want to go see them, you're most welcome to. Then we got our flash gear, which I'm using right now, the headphones and my very flash Rode microphone there. And we started making proper audio files. We got a sound engineer into the team. And voila, we launched on Anchor about a week ago. So we're releasing episodes every 2 days for the first week. So there's 4 up now. Number 5 goes up in another day, and then we'll have 1 a week. They're about 20 to 30 minutes long, so they're very easy to consume. They're not long, rambling podcasts. They're edited down, and we snap into the subject and we give it a good discussion, and then we actually give you tools to use to instigate change in your own life. And alongside the podcasts, we've created podcast packs where on the website you can go and get some worksheets to do extra deeper learning for yourself if you'd like. And our website is baldandblonde.live. So jump over there and learn about us. You can listen to the podcast right there on the website if you wish. And you can grab those podcast packs and also Daisy's books. And very soon we're going to start creating meditation audio files on there as well to help people sleep, release weight, get into exercising, all the stuff that we struggle with day to day. We're going to do meditations that will talk to your subconscious as you sleep to help you rewire your brain.
I need those too. I'm working on that right now with somebody, and so it's really powerful. Well, what I want you to do, Kathi, is because we know we got to play with the algorithms of Facebook and everything. I want you, when this interview is over, I want you to drop your link in there to y'all's website, and for people to jump on the podcast, the Bald and Blonde podcast, and listen to some of this. I've listened to some of her stuff. I've listened to the podcast. It's some great material. And again, I talk to my audience. I bring these experts here from all over the world. We got Kathi straight from Australia, which is a long way away, and all over the world to talk to you guys and give you free information, to give you value so that you can take your business to the next level. So I just want to thank you, Kathi, for coming today. Appreciate it, for being up so late. And I want to thank you all for joining another episode of Bold. I can't even remember what it's called anymore. Bold Breakthroughs with Business Experts. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.